you doing, YouTubes? All right, everybody, Madco Fabs time. Thank you for tuning into the channel. I'm trying to bring the enthusiasm that the other YouTubers bring to the enthusiasm, you know what I'm saying? So, today, we're gonna have ourselves a little talky talk, and I'm gonna show a little worky work. So it sounds like it's gonna be pretty usual. I know I haven't been releasing a video as consistent as normal. That's because I've been working a lot more, and now that it's nicer than hell outside, I have way more on my plate, just way more. I can do more, I can get more things done. I'm an outside guy anyway. No, I'm not a hunter. I'm an outside guy. I'm an outside, like, one day I'm playing with this, next day I'm playing with this, next day I play with this. I like that kind of stuff. I'm constantly doing something. All right, so with that being said, we got the Fury out, 1300. Cleaned it up a little bit, some BS stuff. Guys, I made the intake for that thing. Yeah, I made the pipes for it, wrapped them, made it look beautiful. And the wife, me in the first ride, I didn't think about how low I put them pipes. First ride, ripped the wrap right off the damn thing. Anyway, oh well, shit happens. The reason this big giant son of a gun you guys haven't seen yet sitting in the driveway is because I have a little bit of work to do. This is my 07 GMC c5500 top kick. She's 19,500 pounds. She's got a 6.6 Duramax under the hood. She's been tuned just a little bit. I don't know what the tune is, given the fact that I didn't do it. I bought it that way. When I originally got it, it was flatbedded. I didn't want a flatbed, not to mention, let's not talk insurance, but the insurance wouldn't cover it because I had to have commercial insurance because of the flatbed and the fifth wheel mount and the tow hitch and blah, 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 blah. So, 2014 Chevy Silverado bed. I got it cheap because it's got some dings, dents, scratches, some BS on it. It had the original fuel door. I filled the fuel door in. This all right before winter, you guys. I've been hiding this thing from me for a while. I've had this truck for about a year and a half. I Frenched in these style because I like that style. When I had the flatbed off, I redid the frame underneath and repainted it, cleaned everything up. It's slowly being rebuilt and redone, but it is expensive as hell to goof with something this big, guys. You got to be smart about your money. So what I'm showing you is this truck, and I'm showing you it for a reason, because that's what today's video is going to be. I have to do some work to this thing. So right now I have a 4-inch gap right here, right? And I need to move that gap back another 2 inches. I need to reset my body mounts that I made. So as you can see, that mount right there that holds it to the bed bolts to these mounts. I have to reset these mounts and rebuild them. You can see that one up there, right there. I have to redo these mounts and move them back. Those mounts were just thrown there, you guys, so that way while the truck was sitting, I could pull it out of the driveway. I could do a BS like that and move it around, and I didn't have to worry about the bed coming off. So that's the first project. And then the second project is figuring out this shit right here so we can put a new bumper on the rear. And right there is the rear bumper. And then once we get all that done, I'm not 100% on this yet, so don't like, you know, quote me or whatever the hell. But I'm not a big fan of this look. I do and I don't. I mean, you know. So I'm thinking 2014 Tahoe headlights, French them into it. Same thing over here, French them into this. Get rid of the U-Haul style turn signals and kind of break that front end up. You know, Bill from Exclusive did it. A lot of people have done it, you guys. It can't be that hard, and I say that with a very open mind that it can't be that hard. So, taking a little break from this and just getting this buttoned up a little bit more. You know, you guys, it sometimes is good to take a break from one project and start on another project. Or not start on another project, but, you know, bounce back and forth. It gives your mind time. You got to give your brain time sometimes to just kind of process. You might not be thinking directly about that, but it is working in the back of your head. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Yesterday, I pulled the plugs. I did the new fuel trim on it, did some things to this. It was running like trash, but that's because I forgot to put Stay-Bil in the tank for the winter. So I've gotten a little work done on that. I think we're going to redo the pipes this summer. And if that's the case, I'm also thinking about turboing it. Thinking about buying one of them cheap ass Chinese turbos, just throw on there. If nothing else, it'll sound cool. You know, shit like that. So without further ado, I'm gonna get a new battery in you, and we're gonna figure out how to cut them off and how to get them where we need them. So, like I said in the beginning, welcome to the show. Let's have some fun, y'all. Woo! So, this here is the brackets I made to hold the bed on. It was 5x2 square or rectangle for you picky bastards out there. It's the same stuff I used for the frame for the taco. This was leftovers I had that I just, bias cut, blah, blah, made a hole for it real quick. Anyway, I welded them on there. And I know what you're saying. Why didn't you put it there the first time? Well, that's because, see how I had to cut it off there? I'll grind all that. We'll just grind all this shit smooth, clean up around the paint, get everything back to normal, put the bed where we want it, and then weld it back on there. It's not a big deal, you guys, but I know.
Why didn't you put them where they wanted to be the first time?
Well, the first time, we had the bed where we wanted it, but the gap between the back of the fender and the tire was closer, and I wanted it there because the original idea was to take this thing up, do a lift kit on it. And I'm not so sure I want to lift it now because, and I know somebody out there is going to call me bullshit, but whatever, I don't care. I like sliding. I love sliding stuff sideways. It is my favorite. I love sliding, you guys. It's my thing. And this thing right here will huck sideways. Dry pavement like it is right now. Partially, one, because it's so damn big. Two, it's geared so low that it can just snap them loose. And three, I almost lost count, because it's got that 6.6 Duramax under the hood, and that makes quite a bit of torques. And if you think I'm playing, look at the size of the rear end on this thing. Your standard truck takes 3 quarts of 80/90. That takes 16 quarts of 80/90. This thing's beefy. So, now that I've decided that I like sliding it so much and it's fun, I've come to the conclusion that I just need to go ahead and drop it just a little bit more. Not a lot, you guys. One of the things, and you can't tell because my driveway's slanted a little bit, but if you look at the truck, it sits on a rake. So I just want to realistically get the back end down a little bit and get rid of that rake and level it out, make it look pretty. That's about it. So you can see that's how I'm getting the brackets off. I'm just, whiz wheel, death disc, whatever. Cut the weld, hit it with a hammer a couple times, work it back and forth, she pops off. And that's what I'm gonna do to the remaining 3. We're gonna get them off there. I'll clean the frame up, or I'll bring you back after I get the remaining 3 off. And then I'll show you what I'm gonna do about cleaning the frame up. By the way, that same 5x2 is right here. That's how I lifted the frame up high enough to accommodate for this, so that way my body lines would match. And yes, I know that these body lines are different. I could have bought them in row bed. You guys, I could have done a lot of shit. My damn boss wants me to take it back to flatbed, and I'm like, guys, I just like this, Stacks go right here. That's what's gonna hide that body gap instead of trying to weld in and French like everybody else does. And I'm just, hell no. Anything worth doing is worth doing it right. And I'm not gonna just, tag on the freaking end of the bed and make it look, no, it's just tacky as hell. I don't like that look. So let me get the remaining 3 off the truck, and we'll see where we're at from there. But like I said, the goal is to eventually get the bumper on this weekend, so I can have a spot for my license plate and my license plate lights. Yeah, Bob's your uncle, eh? Okay, so I know the table's a mess, you guys, but here's the 4 brackets. I got them back off. Look, I went ahead and cleaned them up. Remember, you want that metal shiny. Good welds. Got them cleaned up. All of them are ready to go. And then, same underneath the frame. Went ahead and ground all that, cleaned it all up. over there in the front. It's like right there. You get the idea. So now, I need to, it is bright as hell over here. I need to go through and make that seam equal on both sides. I need to stretch it back a little bit, find center, all that fun stuff. So here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna show you guys, say hi, Wyatt. I wanna show you guys. It's hard to do this shit with a camera. Looks like we're gonna have 14 and 5/8. Center's right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, now that I found center, and you can't see it, I know you can't, and I'm sorry about I'm by myself on this. I'm gonna hang a plumb bob right here, and that's what's gonna help me figure out where I want to be center. Now I know my measurements from goofing around. I should have 5 inches from here to here, both sides, 21 1/8 from the frame back. So I think it's 21 1/8. I know when I get close to it, I'll figure it out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get that bed as close to perfect all the way around as I can get it. And then bolt the brackets back to the body or the bed and then weld them in place. So let me get there and I'll bring you back. Okay, let's come over here to where it's not so shiny. What I was saying, you guys, is you can take a tape measure. You can put a piece of tape across here, like actual tape, painter's tape. Find center of that wheel well, and you could hang a string with a weight on the end, a plumb bob, a socket, whatever the hell you want. If you put a string through a socket, tie it on the end, it'll hang straight instead of giving you that weird things like when you hang a screw or a bolt or blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. But anyway, I found the straight line. Because I've already done this and because I knew what my numbers needed to be, I knew that I was going to need to be right around 5 inches and then 20 1/8. It's actually 20 1/16 on each side, and then it's 4 3/4. And the reason I did 4 3/4 is because I'm not trying to stretch these fuel lines that I have in here. I've got them pretty straight. They're brand new fuel lines. I mean, that one is pretty straight and pretty tight. I'm not trying to really torque the piss out of them or nothing like that. So I'm not, I'm happy with where it sits. So now, all I gotta do is take those brackets and bolt them back in place. I'll take that bracket and I'll bolt it back in that place where it belongs. See, this is the bolt hole that holds it in place. I'll put that back in its spot, weld it to the frame, and then that'll lock everything down for me. Be good to go. So let me get the brackets back on, make sure I have everything cleaned up, have everything where I need it, and we can lock that bed back down. And we'll explain the gap. Because yes, there's a big gap, but I'm not worried about that gap because like I said, a lot of guys, they add metal to their bed. And I'm not doing that shit. I think it's dumb. I think you're just asking for more issues. I know there's people out there, well, you can do it this way and you won't have rust. But you'll see what I'm doing and it's smarter. I promise. So let me get all the brackets in place, make sure I have everything cleaned up and ready to go. Okay. So, see? They're back in place. Shadow's probably fucking it all up for you guys. But so now I got the brackets back in place. So now I'll hook the welder up. And I'll send these sons of bitches home. It's where I want it. Now, this is important. Before you weld it, check your measurements again, guys. Take 10 seconds. Just make sure your shit's right. That's all you gotta do. I know, that's a big gap, but just wait. We're gonna get rid of that gap in true fashion. Nice and stylish. There we go. Another thing, with this Kodiak, I'm trying to do like real videos with the Kodiak, a couple of them, top kick, whatever one you want to call it. The reason I am is if you guys watch the internet or look at like YouTube, Google, anything with top kicks, there really ain't a whole hell of a lot of cool videos out there. So I'm gonna get some videos of this thing sliding, some of the videos of tearing some tires off, you know, different cool things we're going to do to it. And I'm going to try to build a little following for this thing, because there should be way more videos of this thing. There should be way more videos of the F650s, the Kodiaks, the Internationals. There should be cool videos, you know? And I get it. It's because the people that own these haul trailers or horses, and they don't buy them to, you know, dick off with them because they're expensive. And I seriously don't haul a trailer. I bought it for dicking off, like 100%, you know? Just, I love the way it looks, and I love how big it is, and I love how powerful it is. When I was a kid, I grew up outside of Lake Erie in Michigan and Ohio, and they used to use these to haul in the cigarette boats from like Florida into Lake Erie to do the long runs. And when I was a kid, man, we used to go up fishing. Me and my dad would take out the bass boat and be up there in Lake Erie, and these boys would be backing in these big giant ass Kodiaks and 650s, you know, dropping their boats, twin engine, and just, oh, every time I saw one, I was like, I got to own one of them one day. I've got to. And this one was the right price and the right shape. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't destroyed either. So let me weld them up, and I'll be right back to you. Right back to you. Just want to say, I love Tech9. So good at what he does. Okay. So I've got them burned in. I don't know why I came over here. Let's see if we can get you a view. A little bit. Let's come over here. Yeah, I got that one burned in. Got that one burned in. This is why I love this truck, you guys. I can crawl up in the fender. I mean, look at this. It's just space for days, man. Just, yeah, it's 36 inches by 8 inches. This is massive. Look at that rear end. Okay, so these are in. I can tighten them down now. I have little rubber pieces. I'm gonna bend this shit back, right? But I do have little rubber pieces that go underneath the bed so it doesn't, you know, make ridiculous amounts of noise. But that's in. So now on to the next pieces. Next is the rear bumper. So let me get that out, figure out how to hold it up in place, and we can start fabbing some stuff. All right, so here's the new rear bumper. You guys, it's a standard Chevy bumper. And that's where it's gotta go. Okay. So the chair is sitting there because I was trying to get it to stay up in place, and I was scared I was gonna drop the damn thing and muff it all up. You know how I am. I like my shit slick kitty. So, this is obviously made for the Silverado or the Sierra. Mounting brackets are for the frame, okay? These mounting brackets from inside to inside or outside to outside are 41.5. I don't have 41.5 on mine. However, I do have outside to outside 33.5. Sorry, 33 3/4 outside to outside, and inside to inside I have 33. So here's what I'm thinking. What if this is the center mark for the center of the bumper, right? So 33 divided in half is 16.5. What if right there and over here I took a piece of cardboard and I made my own template, and then I cut it out of some 1/2 inch or out of some 1/8 inch steel, clean all this up, and just buzz that bitch in there. What do y'all think? And then just slide it right into that frame, drill some holes through some 1/4 inch, and bolt this bad boy in place. The reason I'm thinking I do it this way is it'll be sturdy, and it's the correct way of making it work. It'll look good. So I'm gonna do some math and try to figure out what path I want to take and how I want to do it. And figure out height. The shitty thing is I don't have a way to hold it where it belongs. and I really, really would like to, so that way I can figure out what height needs to be. So let me get that far, and yeah, figure make some templates or something. Boy, when there is a will, I tell you there is a way. So that's where it goes. Now we gotta figure out how to attach this damn thing. It is sitting a little wonky right this second, but that's because I have it precariously perched upon a chair. Okay, so now you can see what I'm saying. Outside to outside was 40 whatever. We gotta go inside or outside, one of the two. So, how do I make up that gap? I think I should go outside, be 33 1/4 or 3/4 or whatever the hell, you know. I think that's gonna be the trick right there. Just figuring out how to make a template and set her in place, you know. So I'm now going to attempt that and figure out what I want to do. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got to put in work. All right. So I got it sitting there. I wish I could do this shit so you guys could watch me do it, because this is how you learn. But get a good look at that. Can you see it? This is the template that I come up with. Okay. I cut that bracket off. And what I did is I made me a cool little template. I figured out where I wanted to put it, and I cut me a little slice in the frame. So now this piece slides right in there. I'll cut that piece of metal out. I'll use those 2 bolt holes in the back to hold everything. Goes just like that. You guys, it's not hard. Spend a little bit of time, take your time, you know, really think about how you're doing things and what you're doing. You can knock it out. So now I'm gonna find me a piece of sheet steel and copy that template and cut it out. Okay, you know what I'm gonna tell you. So I've got this piece of 1/8. I think it's a little thicker than 1/8, whatever the hell. Somebody out there will correct me. There's one template. There's 2. The squiggly lines are the throwaway. Guys, when you're doing this, maximize as much material as you can. Like, if you notice, my bracket's gonna have this little chunk missing. I'll either weld it in or say fuck it and just keep moving. I don't think that's gonna be a big issue. It's gonna be on the bottom. But, you know what I'm gonna tell you? I'm gonna get out the plasma cutter. I ain't cutting that shit with a grinder. There ain't no point. I don't have to. I'm thankful enough to not have to. All right, so let me get them cut out and we'll see what we got. Yeah, I could have done a way better job cutting that out with the plasma, you guys. But I didn't. So, quick little tip. I ground this side smooth, matching, right? Now, I went through and I spotted it together. The reason I did that is so I can clamp it, go around my grinder and the flap disc and clean that all up, make it all one piece. They match each other. Exact. They'll just, you know, it's a lot easier. That's how you make 2 pieces match. And then just grind that off. Good to go. Simple little shit like that's what makes you good. There you go. 2 templates. That fitment. So, I'm not welding these on here right now because it's like 6:30, something like that. It's time for dinner. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But the bed's moved and now the rear bumper's got some template or got plate steel that we can go ahead and drill this shit here out. This and this, I don't know if that was like the original bumper or what. It was there when I got the truck. But now I can use those 2 holes, mount to. No, that bumper won't be for pulling anything, but why in the hell would you want to put a hitch that high up? You'd want to put an actual hitch on it and then do a drop ball. But there we go. See, you guys, just take your time, make a template, just like this. I mean, as you can see, it just slides right in there. I mean, take your time, figure out what you need to do. So, tomorrow, we put a bumper on it. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Still got sleepies in my eyes. Nah, shit, I look fly as hell like usual. All right. Day 2 on the bumper install. I ran out of time yesterday, dinner, things like that. So, today ain't gonna be that bad. It's just, well, drill some holes, some BS like that. We'll get on it, get started, get motivated, and get it done. Boy, am I going to be happy to have a bumper on the back of that truck. License plate lights, all that stuff. Yeah. So, I don't even know why I'm walking away. First things first. If you come over here and you look, I'm going to have to weld here. And this plastic's right up against it. You guys, plastic and heat don't go together. So I need to pop all these little plastic pieces loose, slide that plastic away, weld. Same's over here, good to go. This bar down here, I'm not worried about. I got plenty of gappage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna tack this thing in place and then I'm gonna take it over there and kind of get it fitment. See if I like it, see if it'll work. And then if it does, I'll weld both sides of this, and then probably both sides of that over there. Like I said, it's not for hauling, it's for looks. But there we go. So, suppose, sorry, like I said, I just woke up. Still using my damn brain. Let's figure out how these things pop here. And I'm sure it's not that hard. How's your view? Is it more shady than it was before? Good, 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 good. See these? They probably have a special tool. This should just you squeeze them together like that. And it comes loose. It's not difficult. So there you go. They're quite literally just like pinched together. So now I can just shove something. I can just shove something in right here. You know, it'll pull it away, weld it in. You know, Bob's your uncle. So let me get the welder set up, get all that moved around, and I'm gonna do that. Obviously, you guys, I gotta remove the paint, but I'm gonna start on that and then I'll bring you back. See, this is what I mean. Like, no shit. I got the brackets tacked on, got everything ready to go, and then I'm sending pictures of this shit to my friends and family members, and I'm like, check it out. I got a bumper on a Kodiak. It looks good. And never even went back to the damn camera and showed the test fit and how to test fit it and all that shit. Guys, I'm bad, man. I just go on about my business, you know? So they're on, they're welded on. Obviously the bumper fits. The hammer and the grinder are just for spacers, so that way I didn't melt my plastic. So I just wanted to show you, find something, give that plastic some room so you don't melt it. Like I said, they're on. I just sprayed them quick. Bed liner. They don't need to be perfect, you guys. Just stop the rust. You know what I mean? So let's throw it on the truck, see what it looks like. And just like that, she's on the truck. It don't look too bad. So obviously there's more to come. We got way more to do to this, That's got to be cleaned up. The ripples have got to get out of there. Got a little bit more body work to do. Just small things. But that's the rear bumper installed. That made that look so much better. I also went ahead and ran the tail lights, or the license plate lights. I cleaned up all the wiring up underneath. Everything's organized. Most of those brackets are in place. One's over here. That's this side of it. So, there we go. Chevy Silverado rear bumper install Kodiak. You know what I'm going to tell you? I say that a lot, don't I? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Do it right the first damn time, or at least as close to right as you can get it. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Way more videos to come of the Kodiak. Way more videos to come of the Tacoma. And I think we're going to throw one in with the Honda Fury. But, later y'all. Have a good day.